Good evening, my Teaserking family. I hope everybody is well. Um, Quite a few email questions that I'll be happy to bring up now, as well as let's review what we saw on the weekend and get ready for the Super Bowl. Um, I nailed the one score, the Rams in San Francisco, 20-17. It was my prediction. Nailed it. We had the 9. I had the under, but I didn't play it. But if I had to play it, had Cincinnati plus, what was it, 10, I think. Cincinnati, no, plus 13 and a half. And then I had the over 48 there. So my play was KC, Cincy over 48, Burrow and Mahomes. That's how you play that game. And then the Niners plus the 9.5, plus 9.5 against the Rams. And if the guy makes the interception, Niners win, which they should have. Against Stafford, he chokes the whole game. He makes one big play. He's not very good. He makes some pretty passes, but then he disappears. And when you put pressure on him, he doesn't read it well. All of a sudden, he's like, oh, there's pressure on me, and he gets sacked and throws the ball into the dirt. He wastes a lot of plays, basically, is what I'm trying to say. A lot of turnovers. Now I've had the luxury of watching him with the Lions, where he basically would make some great plays, but when the game was on the line in the playoffs, he'd disappear. Especially if you needed to drive at the end of the game to win, he'd disappear. So the Niners should have won had the guy made the interception, but he didn't, and that's okay. Then at the end, now you see the real Garoppolo. They need the field goal to tie the game, and what does he do? He just doesn't do anything. An incompletion, an interception. That was my only thought was, this is why I'm the professional going, the only way I can lose is if he throws a pick six. And of course he throws the interception, but fortunately they tackled the guy before he got in the end zone, and there was no harm, no foul. Then they took a knee. But that was my only fear, is I thought the Rams scored too early for the pick six that Garoppolo was going to throw. See, this is where I rank quarterbacks, right? Here's Garoppolo. And, why do you think he's no good? Well, that's why. Because when the game's on the line, he didn't drive him down. How many times do you think Brady or Montana would have just driven him down? This is why I argue Montana's the GOAT. Montana would have driven him down. He would have thrown a quick out to the tight end. He would have hit Rice on a slant. He would have hit Rice again. He'd have hit Roger Craig. He'd have hit the tight end. And before you knew it, they'd be kicking a field goal. Look at Mahomes, 13 seconds, boom, boom, 2 passes, field goal to tie against Buffalo. Burrow, late in the game, what does he do? Drives them down, kicks the field goal, they win the game. Or was it even overtime? But it's 24-21. And at the end, Mahomes, what does he do? Drives them down. And then what happens? He throws the interception. Then what happens? Burrow drives them down, kicks the field goal to win the game. That's what a good quarterback does. This is why I tell you good quarterbacks versus bad. Garoppolo doesn't drive them down. Mahomes and Burrow, that's what they do. That's why you bet it over. Brady does that. Rodgers, I don't know what he was doing. That's where I puzzle about Rodgers. He had the ball. They never should have got punt block, because he should have got him about 3 or 4 first downs where it really wouldn't have mattered, but he didn't show up when they had the ball at the goal line, or the coach's play calling was terrible. But he should have got him out of those plays. So that's what you have. So that's why I talk about things like that. That's who we want to bet on. I think the Niners ran it down the Rams' throat. Aaron Donald, you never heard his name. You never heard the other guy's name from Denver, Miller. And Ramsey, the only time you heard his name was when he got into the field goal kicker Robbie Gold's face for Robbie Gold making the kick. It's the only time you saw him. So that's really, they're good players, but the system isn't working. I do not like the Rams defensive coordinator. He was terrible as the Tampa coach, and now you made him the defensive coordinator. I'm not seeing it. I think it's Stafford basically throwing the ball too much, not resting the defense. But they seem to be running it a little bit more. They must be listening to me because I'm telling them you can't throw like that, and then your defense is tired. So they are running it a little bit more. You've got to rest your defense, especially in a Super Bowl. It's so emotional that the team that can run it the best will win, and that's probably Cincinnati. Cincinnati beating the Chiefs again, down 21-3. So they're down 20 points to I don't know. They had Oakland and they had Tennessee. They were down a little. Kansas City, they're down 21. Not a problem. Boom, boom, boom. That was like that the first Kansas City game. They were down 21-3. I think the same thing, and they come back. A touchdown just before half, and a couple of touchdowns in the second half. But the key is, I don't know what's going on defensively between halves. Like, why did they give up 21 to Kansas City in the first half in both games and then shut them out in the second half? It really makes no sense, especially last weekend. You would have thought, oh, they learned from the first game how to play them, and they'd come out and shut them out. Well, they didn't. They gave up the 21, and then they got them. Now, I don't agree with Tony Romo as far as I do think Mahomes fucked up with the pass with 5 seconds left. He didn't throw it in the end zone. Why? What kind of play call was that? I don't understand. Why is Hill not in the end zone? Why is he 3 yards out of the end zone? You throw him the ball. Now he's got to go 3 yards, and there's really nowhere to go. I mean, because the defense is only 3 yards away from him because of the they're at the end zone, right? They don't have to be 20 yards away where you can just get 3 yards. They're right there because they don't have anything to guard. It's a 10-yard field. So that play, he didn't see the coverage. Like, what was Mahomes doing? And I blame Andy Reid. Where was the field goal? Just going. And that's what they don't understand, these analytics guys. It's the emotion. When you don't make a 4th and 1, you give the team emotion, the other team. That's why you lose. If you notice in the playoffs, ain't nobody going for a 4th and 1. Buffalo went for it a couple times, and of course they lost. And I don't know if the Rams, I think it was the old let's try to draw them off sides. Like, okay, these are professionals. It's probably not going to work to try to draw them off sides. So we probably shouldn't be doing that. It's like freezing the kicker. Okay, these are professionals. You're not freezing them in a championship game. That's just stupid. If you think that's going to work, it's just stupid. It ain't going to work. It just gives the guy more time to concentrate. So I think the best Super Bowl would have been the Frisco and Cincinnati. Cincinnati's proven it that you just can't. They can't. No matter how much they're down, Burrow is just Joe Montana. Okay, that's how Joe Montana looked. No problem. I got it. And he marches him down, kicks a field goal to win. Now, twice in a row, kicked the field goal to win. When they needed the touchdown, he got him the touchdown to chase. When he needed the 2-point conversion, he got him the 2-point conversion. So, again, what they need, he gives them. And, that's the difference. That's why we love Joe Burrow. That's why we won the over. I knew I won the over when it was 24-21. I go, well, KC will kick a field goal. Like, once they got inside the 30, I go, okay, it'll go 24-24 or KC scores the touchdown to win. Then it's a W because they've got to get a winner, right? This isn't like it's going to end in a tie. You're going to play till there's a winner. So I said, well, there you go. That's got to be the field goal gets me to 51. I'll be 8.5. There we go. So it was a good I think 24-21, I knew I had it. I knew it would go either 28-24, which is a winner, or 24-all, which is then, kick a field goal in overtime to win it. So Cincinnati shows me a lot. I don't think they're getting respect. My friend Nick doesn't believe in Cincinnati. I don't know if you're listening, Nick, but I'm sure you will be. I don't know what they got to do. They crushed Baltimore a couple times, crushed Pittsburgh when they needed, beat Tennessee at Tennessee in a playoff game, 1 seed. They didn't deserve to be the 1 seed, but they were. KC probably was the 1 seed. They went to KC and beat them. So they beat a really good running defensive team, Tennessee. Now they beat a really good passing team with Mahomes and Hill and Eclair and Kelsey, and they give them 21 and shut them out in the second half. So this is a team that has talent, that knows how to win, and has Joe Burrow. I don't know what he has to do for you to start figuring out, geez, you know what? Cincinnati is a damn good team. They basically just they know how to win, and when they need to, like they figured out how to get Chase open on Sunday. Once you got open, then he hits Perrine. Maybe they're double teaming Chase, so he says, "Okay, we're going to put the guys over here and come back to Perrine." Even without Uzama, the tight end, who's a really good player and catches a lot of good, they still won without him. What do you hear from these other teams? All I heard with Alabama, well, their receivers were hurt. The top 2 receivers were hurt. How about the 5 freaking penalties against Georgia that were ridiculous? And then that call where the quarterback just throws the ball away and they call it a fumble. I mean, it was like, okay, he threw the ball forward. What the hell are you talking about? Anyway, okay. I mean, I don't know what you know. So there goes these. The key is Joe Burrow. If he gets hurt, 18-3, 85%, 7-0 as a road dog, 4-0 as a home dog. They're 11-0 as a dog, 17-3 overall in the teaser. The Rams, 5-4 as a home favorite, 6-3 against. They don't show anything. So if you want to use that, you can look at Cincinnati as an underdog. They are, and at Baltimore. See, I keep bringing up Baltimore. Nobody seems to catch it. Like, Baltimore is usually a very good defensive team. And they put up 40 points on them. They held Jackson to nothing. Now here they got Mahomes, who's a much better quarterback and a throwing quarterback. They shut him out in the second half, basically to a field goal. And now you got Stafford. Well, let's go to Teaserking's matchup. So let's match up the Super Bowl. You've got Cincinnati really shutting out KC for okay, let's look at the whole game. Let's look at both games. They gave up 31 the first game and 24 the second. But it was all in the first half. So they shut them out in the second half in each game. They were down big and came back. Now they get the Rams. Well, Mahomes is much better than Stafford. That's not even close. Oh, okay. Versus what Casey's got, that Smith guy, I think. I remember. So we give the Rams Aaron Donald. Okay, whatever that means. Baltimore's got good players too. Pittsburgh's got Watt. And we can go down the list of good players that Cincinnati's beat. So you got Donald, you got the quarterback, the cornerback number 5, and you've got Von Miller, who's 10 years in the league and injured, but okay, maybe he gets a sack. But Cincinnati, they got Joe Burrow. They got Chase. Even Mixon's playing well. Perrine, big touchdown catch. Uzama, I'm sure will play, but he'll be hurt. They'll figure out the other tight. They'll figure out T. Higgins, he's soft, but he made a couple of good catches. The Rams defense, the Niners lit them up. Okay, everybody watch the same game I did. How many times did Garoppolo go back and hit the guy over the middle, and then Debo Sweeney? Why didn't they run Debo Sweeney the last play, the last couple of plays? Or even back when they had the lead 17-7, they weren't running Debo Sweeney, and they weren't running Mitchell very much, which is ridiculous. See, here's where I argue. The Rams couldn't stop Sweeney and Mitchell, and even these little swing passes. Well, how the hell are they going to stop Jamar Chase? So, okay, Jalen Ramsey, he doesn't have a chance against Chase because Chase, they'll put him in motion. They'll double, slant him. They'll pick him. He'll get open. He's very hard to stop. Hi, Nick. Hi, Todd. Nice to see you. Any questions, comments, please feel free to ask. That's why I do it live, so I get the questions. I'll get to your comments in 1 minute. Let me just finish my thought. So if you watch what Cincinnati just did, they beat Kansas City. Okay, Oakland, not a big deal. They won at Tennessee, big deal. And they won at Kansas City, really big deal. And then now they got the Rams, who should have lost to the Niners on Stafford's wonderful ball that should have been intercepted. Okay, the Rams pull it out at the end. Okay, let's do a score. Okay, Teaserking score 24-20. I'm not going to tell you the winner because I don't know, but I would think Cincinnati has a very good chance of winning this game. You money line players, money line Cincinnati all day. I got the line of 4.5, 44.5, 49.5. I'm sorry. I think it's actually 48.5 I saw today. So my play is Cincinnati in 10.5 and over 42.5. That's my play. It's posted. Nick can tell you it's posted on the site. In my world, Cincinnati's the better team, and I get points. And I got Joe Burrow over Stafford. I mean, Nick challenges me by saying, well, the Rams really, they really, they gave the game away against the Niners. KC really didn't play well in the whole second half, and it's not really Cincinnati's. It's not really Cincinnati's that Cincinnati did anything. KC played bad. This is the argument I'm getting that I'm trying to respond to. Now, yes, this is how Nick sees the game. Well, geez, they scored 21, and, Tony Romo said that play just before the half, and that really the play before the half is so relevant in the second half. I mean, the guy's not open. Nobody was open. They were getting sacks on Mahomes. They weren't running chocolatey clear enough. I mean, it was very hard to really he was getting nothing. Okay, even at the end, they didn't score a touchdown to win. They had to settle for a field goal. They sacked him at the end. Nobody was open. Where's Hill? Where's Kelsey? They weren't open. That's Cincinnati doing that. That's my point. Give Cincinnati credit. They shut out Holmes in the second half and beat him. What do you think Stafford's going to do? You think Stafford's going to go up and light it up and put up 40 points on this team, and Burrow's going to sit there and do nothing? That's not going to happen. 24-20, and I think Cincinnati beats them because Cincinnati will play tough defense. They are much better defense than you are giving them credit for. They got Joe Burrow. He's a winner at the game. He gets the points when he needs. He gets the touchdown. Boom. Okay, Nick, starting to understand your logic behind Cincy being the better team. I'm still learning. Consult a professor to help me. You've got to look at, I think what you're failing to see is that Cincinnati beat Kansas City. And you've got to understand at Kansas City, you've got to give them credit for that. They beat them. They get 21 in the first, and they beat them. They shut them out. You got to give Cincinnati credit for that. You got to give Joe Burrow credit for that. Burrow jersey just came in. Can't wait to watch him light it. Did you buy a Burrow jersey or is this a card? I do own a Rice jersey and a Brett Favre jersey that are they're not autographed, but they're game jerseys. I spent $250 on them back in the 90s, so I don't know what they're worth. Probably get a Tom Brady jersey too. Light it up. Okay, Todd. Hi, Professor. Been under the weather. I hope you're feeling better, Todd. I did hit my 14. Well, then I'm sure you're feeling better. You hit a 14 teaser. Cincy over. Yep. Rams under. Yep. Taking Cincy plus the 10 and the over. There you go. That was an easy one. I thought Cincinnati over was probably the lock, but it was hard to put it with something. I thought the Niners and the 13 were definitely that was the easiest bet. We're not going to get killed in that game. They beat Green Bay. See, pay attention to what they're doing. The Niners go and they beat Green Bay and they beat Dallas. They're not going to get blown out by the Rams, a team that, even though with Garoppolo you had Debo, Sweeney, and Mitchell, and they were really pounding it. And look at the Rams. Nick wants to say how good the Rams defense is, and I'm saying look at how they ran it down their throat. Now, I don't love Mixon. He's okay. And Perrine, I don't know why they just go to Oklahoma for running backs. This isn't the 70s with Billy Sims and Barry Sanders. And, well, Barry went to Oak State, but Billy Sims and all those running backs in the wishbone. But, they did okay. They'll do something, but you can just do a Joe Montana, throw the ball to the tight end, throw the ball to the running back, right off the line like Brady used to. That's your running game. Even though they're 2-3 yard passes, that's a running game. That's how Montana did it. Lucius, good hit, Todd. Yes, it was. Alex, my buddy, how are you? It's the Bengals year. Burrow will not be denied. And like you said, Alex, keep with the streak. So we had San Francisco, good pick. And I think Cincinnati, I really don't see how Stafford wins this game as bad as he is. I don't know that it's the Bengals year, but you got Joe Burrow and Chase. And my thought during the game was if you could get Jefferson from the Vikings, who was the superstar of that LSU team, and Eclair from Kansas City and put them all on Cincinnati, I think they go undefeated. I don't think you could beat if they added Jefferson to that team and Eclair. I think they would never lose. That would be such a great team because they got the defense. And now it's funny is how everybody ran to Tampa to be with Tom Brady and Ndamukong Suh and David and all those guys. You got the same thing in Cincinnati. Everybody's running to Cincinnati. Brady retired. Watch Sue and David and these guys from Tampa run to Cincinnati and make this elite team where they're going to win 3 Super Bowls in a row because it's never been done. Well, Green Bay actually won 3 championships in a row, 65, 66, 67. And it's convenient how they never say they won 3 Super Bowls in a row, but they won 3 championships because there wasn't a Super Bowl. And they'll try to say, well, Miami Dolphins went to the Super Bowl 3 times in a row. Oh, bullshit. The Packers won 3 championships in a row. And that's what I think any team that's what I think Brady wanted. If he would have won this year, he would have came back to try to win 3 and go out winning 3 straight. Alex, I will give Stafford credit. He has played much better than I thought, and I think 0 interceptions. Well, let's not. That San Francisco guy had it right in his chest. He's made some good throws and led his team to the Super Bowl. I think he deserves some credit. I'll give him this much. First of all, in the Tampa game, he had 2 or 3 fumbles, and in the game he had that interception. If the guy would have caught it, it was right in the guy's chest. You put pressure on him, and he folds. Watch his happy feet when the pressure's on him. Cincinnati will put pressure on him. Again, they're so good. Believe me, they'll take away Cooper Kupp. Okay, I don't know why these teams aren't just knocking him into the middle of next week, as they say in wrestling, and just take him out at the line of scrimmage and say, well, go find somebody else to beat us. Todd, Professor, Brady won at home last year. Rams at home this year. Is it possible overtime Rams win it on a fluke play? Yeah, of course, Todd. I don't like this. The Super Bowl should never, like the Rams should not be hosting the Super Bowl. It should move to New Orleans or move to Miami, but not in there. Maybe even move to the Rose Bowl, but not at the home stadium. I think the Super Bowl is not intended to be a home field advantage. And I think it should move to Vegas then, right, where Oakland plays, and move it there and keep it close to LA. But you can't give a team a home field advantage. Fortunately, the Rams aren't that good at home, so it's not much of a home field advantage. And as I just stated, Cincinnati is a dog this year, and a road dog the last 2 years are unbelievable. So I don't mind Cincinnati. Believe me, they went into Kansas City, which is going to be much louder than this. The LA Ram fans aren't very good, and Cincinnati does get a good allocation. So it should be more of a 50-50 crowd than a Rams home game. So it will be a little bit, but I still look at it as the Rams as a home favorite. For sure, since he's a road dog, no matter what, it's the way I pick. All the bowl games, it's really a road game for both teams unless it's like Miami's playing at home. Nick, no home field advantage for Rams in LA. No fans. Their last game was all Niner fans. Absolutely, Nick. Todd, I agree with you, sir. Thank you, Todd. It's okay to disagree with me, but you got to come with something if you're going to disagree with me, because I'm going to ask you why. We'll see what happens. My thought is Cincinnati's the better team here, and you're getting points. Okay, you've got to look at let's break down the Kansas City game. They went to KC and won. Okay, now what do you have? You have them playing the Rams. Do you think the Rams are really a better team than Kansas City? No. There's no way Stafford's better than Mahomes and Kelsey and Hill and Eclair. I mean, they were pretty well stocked. They had the goods, Kansas City, and the lead, and they still couldn't beat them. I mean, that's my point. Burrow is going to come back. They'll figure out plays. I don't love the Cincinnati coach. What was he, a quarterback in Nebraska? How many quarterbacks at Nebraska are you going to, if you're going to take that, you take the guy who's at Nebraska now and make him a head coach, which I can't think, the guy from UCF, but I would rather have him as my head coach than this guy. But he finds a way to win. The defense comes up strong. They didn't allow KC to score the touchdown at the end. They shut them out basically the second half. So you got to look at what Cincinnati did, and here they get the Rams. And it's just Stafford and Kupp. So just take Kupp away. You blitz some Stafford. I'm not worried about the Ram defense. I get Aaron Donald, but did he make 2 tackles in the game? That really? I mean, one guy ran into him, and I think maybe he made another. But really, and that's against Garoppolo, as bad as he is. They'll sack Burrow a few times. Tennessee didn't matter. KC might have got him a few times. Didn't matter. I mean, that's what you have there. So, in my mind, the Cincinnati's the better team. They just proved it by winning at KC, and they're getting pulled. You get 10.5. Oh my God! And then do you go over and under 48.5? I like over 42.5. Like I said, 24-20. It could get a little bit higher. It tends to, you get the pick six, you get the block punt, you get the kickoff, the punt return. Something happens where you get a cheap score, I think. Where does Stafford, he's going to throw a pick six. Where's his interception or fumble happen in their red zone or in his red zone? That's really determines the over-under. If Stafford fumbles at his own 10, then it's an over. If he fumbles at the Cincinnati 10, then it makes it more of an under game, because now Cincinnati's got to drive 90 yards, so you like that. One thing you noticed, very few go for it on 4th downs. The 2-point conversion, Cincinnati, I get it. It was 21-19. I had no problem as long as he made it, because then I was going to have trouble getting my over. But because they tied the game, I knew I had the over, because I knew it was all I needed was 1 touchdown. And if I got 2 field goals, I was getting 3, because then it would go to overtime, and that's when you knew you'd get it. You knew they had to go for overtime. They had to score because it can't end in a tie. So you knew it was a W when KC made the kick, which they almost didn't, because Mahomes, I don't know what he was doing. He fumbles the ball. And if Cincinnati recovers, we don't get to the over. But fortunately they did, and the kid made the kick. Then you knew then somebody's got to make a kick in overtime. So give Cincinnati's defense credit. Again, they're both 22, so this isn't Georgia and Clemson where the scorer will be lucky to get to 10. Both of these defenses are okay. You should easily get into the 20s with both at 48-42, 24-21, 24-20 is a W. And with Burrow and Stafford, you should get it. Stafford's going to throw. So there's either going to be picks or there's going to be, he'll get some touchdowns. Don't get me wrong. Stafford's okay, but he's not clutch. He's like I say about Tagliabue. When he plays in the big games, he doesn't show up. Trevor Lawrence in the big games, he doesn't show up. That's why I say what I say about those guys. It's not about I don't like them personally. It's when they're in big games, and Tagliabue in big games never showed up. Lawrence against Ohio State in both years never showed up. Didn't show up against Alabama. Didn't show up against LSU. And really didn't show up again. That's Urban Meyer's fault for starting the guy. He had no business starting the guy. I would have started the other guy. I mean, at least the first 6-7 games, you get a new job. Well, oh, okay, go ahead. Like, what are you, insane? I don't know. So that's what I'm viewing. I apologize if my internet keeps kind of fading in and out. Todd, Burrow won't be bothered by Rams defense because he played national championship game and killed the best defense in the SEC. Equal to pro Stafford is another Kirk Cousins. Oh, absolutely. That's what I liked about Burrow. Not only did he beat Florida, who had a great defense, and Georgia, he beat Auburn, and he beat Alabama, and he beat, I think, Texas. He beat and then he beat Clemson, who has a great defense. So he 5 strong defenses and put up 45 against Alabama in their game. He puts out 45 points. I mean, it was a joke. And Alabama, absolutely, he puts it up. He's not bothered. Burrow is the real deal. Burrow's just this is what Joe Montana looked like, and I don't see Burrow losing, Todd or Nick. I think you buy the Burrow card, but not if Burrow wins the Super Bowl, which he should. You don't buy the Burrow rookie card then. You wait about 3 months, 4 months. Let other things happen. The card will jump, and then it'll die, and that's what that's what you buy it. Now, keep in mind, you want to buy PSA 10s. But numbered out of 25, out of 50, you don't want to buy PSA 9s. You don't want to buy other brand 10s. You want to buy the PSA 10 Burrow card, but you actually want to go to a card show if you can, or if you know a dealer on eBay. It's hard to buy on eBay. They'll say it's in mint condition. You'll get it, and it's crap. I got that from a guy when I used to go to the trade shows in Michigan. And I knew the guy who was the dealer, and I said to him, "Oh, mint condition, Barry Sanders." So we won the auction, and he goes, "I got to refund your money. I know you're not going to like the card. It wasn't a mint." And I knew the dealer, and he knew me. He knew I'd be upset. He didn't want to piss me off because I spent a lot of money with them, but we'd only buy mint cards. Nick, problem is a lot of these Burrow cards are PSA 10, but are out of 250, 300 are not very limited. Well, that's the key. That's why the Brady card, what was it? It was like an autograph, 100 count, sold for $1 million. It was 100. It takes the Bitcoin argument away, 21 million. I'm telling you, buy a 50 count Mahomes card or a 50 count Burrow card. That's limited. That's going to go to $1 million. Bitcoin will never go to $1 million. Nobody knows what Bitcoin is yet. So anyway, Nick, yeah, I mean, we'll look for a number. Maybe there aren't a lot of numbered. Try to get a nice rookie card, PSA 10, even though it's not limited. Get one that's pretty, get a refractor. I got a Tom Brady Topps Chrome. It's the black one, no border. I spent $150 on it. It's worth at least $60,000 now, but I got to get it graded 10, but there's no reason it won't. Corners are sharp. There's no centering, and the picture's crystal clear. If that doesn't get a 10, I don't know what will. But I spent like $200 for it, but it's not numbered, but it was his rookie card, and I wanted to get a Bowman Chrome or a Topps Chrome because those are real nice. It just was a pretty card. It's not numbered, but it's worth a ton of money. Because I'm finding these refractors are worth a ton of money, even though they're not numbered. So again, keep that in mind. So even though it's not numbered, Nick, if it's a PSA 10, you get it for $100. Believe me, what if Burrow wins this one, it's going to be him. he just showed Mahomes what's going on. All the good defensive players are going to flock to him. They might even be able to get a good running back. Definitely look for Cincinnati. Are you hearing me? I see I'm trying to reconnect and I'm frozen. Now I'm fine. So Andy Reid goes to 4 straight championship games with Philadelphia, loses 3 of them. He finally wins 1, and then he loses to Brady in the Super Bowl. And now he comes to Kansas City and goes to 4 straight championship games, loses the first one to Brady, then wins the Super Bowl over the Niners, then loses the next one in the Super Bowl to Brady, and now loses to Burrow. So in 8 championship games, our buddy Andy Reid is basically won 3 and lost 5, and then in the Super Bowl he's 1-2. So they're saying how great of a coach he is, but I don't see it. He had Donovan McNabb, who was okay. Now he's got Mahomes. There's no excuse, and he still can't win. Okay, he lost to Brady the first year. He wins the Super Bowl. Probably should have won last year, and now this year he should certainly be in the Super Bowl, and he loses to Cincinnati. I mean, I don't buy that Andy Reid's a great coach. I'm sorry. Lombardi wouldn't lose those games, and neither would Bill Walsh, and neither would Parcells, and the real stunt. Jimmy Johnson would never have lost Jimmy Johnson might have lost the first game to Brady, but the next 3 he would have cleaned house. He would have won. He'd have definitely beat Cincinnati, and he definitely would have beat Brady in the second Super Bowl. So that's the difference between Andy Reid and Bill Walsh, Parcells, Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson was the best coach because he won in college, and then he goes to the pros and he does the same thing. And that's why you scratch your head at Urban Meyer, like, what the fuck did you do? Like, you come to Jacksonville and you don't draft Fields, you draft Lawrence. What are you doing, man? Get a good quarterback. What did Jimmy Johnson do? He drafted Troy Aikman. We didn't play Aikman right away, and then they got Emmitt Smith. He stayed a few years, so I don't know what Urban was thinking. But anyway, so that's my point on Andy Reid. This is where the league really suffers as good coaches. I can't even pronounce the Cincinnati coach, the Rams coach. He's okay. The Niner coach is the biggest joke. So let's see. The Niner coach, Shanahan, was the coach for Atlanta when they blew the big lead to New England. Again, Brady got him, again, by throwing the ball when he should be running the clock. Then he goes to Frisco against Kansas City. What does he do? A 10-point lead. Again, he throws the ball instead of running it. Then Sunday against the Rams, what does he have? A 10-point fucking lead in the fourth quarter. What does he do? He starts throwing the ball. But this time he's got Deebo Samuel, and he's got Deebo Samuel and Mitchell, and he's got Garoppolo. What are you doing, man? And again, he had Garoppolo in the Super Bowl, and what is he doing? The guy's throwing the ball instead of running it. They couldn't stop Deebo Samuel. If you would have ran Deebo Samuel and Mitchell 3 times in a row, it's a first down, and they would have marched right down the field every time. The Rams defense could not handle them right up the middle on the edge. It didn't matter. You weren't handling them. Nick, they are also widely overpriced, 1 to 5K. Well, wait on it, Nick. Just wait till they're come down. But you might have to spend $1,000 on a Burrow. So this is why you wait. If he wins the Super Bowl, the 1 to 5K goes to 3 to 15. But then 3-4 months later, they'll come back down to 1 to 5. So don't buy it right after the Super Bowl. You either buy it now for the $1,000, risky if he doesn't win, or you wait till he wins and then buy it later on. I saw some PSA 10 rookie cards that were a couple $100. I'll send you the link, but they were a couple $100. They weren't $1,000. Now, those weren't limited. They weren't maybe went out of 50. But what you'll get is 2021s and 2022 50 counts and 25 counts. That's what you're going to buy. I did that with Brady cards. I got a 25 count Brady for like $30. It's probably worth $5,000 right now. So I mean, you don't need to buy the limited ones. They'll come out with them the next few years. Todd, I'm already hearing Lombardi yelling, "What the hell is going on here with the Packers?" Packers. Are we talking Green Bay or are we talking Lombardi? Green Bay, again, they got to. I don't know what it is with these coaches. They want to get these offensive coordinators, make them head coaches to run this offense, and they don't understand you win with defense. The best defensive teams win, and the teams that run the ball win. Bottom line, just you've got to run. Why do you think the Niners went so far? They ran the ball. They had Garoppolo. He's terrible. So you've got to. That's what wins. Because you got to rest your defense. The defense is going to win you the game, not the quarterback. Look at Kansas City. What happened? So you had Mahomes. Did he win you the game? No. Why not? He threw an interception. The defense couldn't stop him. Cincinnati drove right down the field, kicked the field goal. The whole second half, what happened? He throws to Perrine. He runs 40 yards for a touchdown. That's why they lost. Mahomes did a little, but he can only do so much. But the defense will come. LA's got the better defense, but now with Stafford, he throws too much. They don't rest enough. Aaron Donald gets tired. And then what happens is KC will run it more, and the Rams really don't run it. Stafford wants to throw. You get in the red zone. Stafford's not going to find anybody open. He'll take a sack. He'll kick field goals. Look at the end of the game. The Rams are driving. A touchdown basically, puts them up a touchdown. They don't get a touchdown, and they have to kick a field goal. And then the Niners had a normal quarterback, and Bill Walsh, they'd went down and tied the game up, and they should have went to overtime. Nick, yes, please send links if you don't mind. Sure, we'll just go on eBay and do a Joe Burrow PSA 10. That's all you got to do. But that's where you go. So that's my take on the NFL. The best running attack will win the Super Bowl, and I think Cincinnati. Well, let's look. Now, I don't have the lines on my computer. Okay, so if I go to – I'm going to go into the stats of the teams now. Hello. All right, my computer's a little slow. Okay, here we go. So if we go into the study, and so they're 27 and 22. They throw for 283, run for 103, 385 total. And they're playing the Rams. Where are they hiding? Oh, they're right underneath. And they throw for 288 and run for 99. So they're dead even, basically. The Rams get 387 a game, Cincy 385, but Cincy does run for 4 yards more. So a little better running. Burrow will run. Stafford really won't. But Burrow, he kind of runs to get away. He's not really going to it's not like Lamar Jackson, who can't throw. Where's he been? How come he hasn't been in the Super Bowl? He's the best quarterback in the league, I thought. Nick, only way Burrow doesn't become next Montana is if he hurts his knee again. Well, don't talk about that. Will be tough to play well after another one of those. Well, sure. But look at Bobby Orr, had like 15 knee surgeries. Best hockey player ever to play. No, we don't wish Burrow with another knee injury, but he's come back pretty good. And that's why you don't run your quarterback. That's why, look at Lamar Jackson, got hurt. Josh Allen. What is Josh Allen doing running? So all you Josh Allen, great, but he's not there. He couldn't beat Kansas City. I don't know that he would have beat Cincinnati. Cincinnati would have definitely given him problems. But again, that's another what are you doing offense. You don't run your quarterback, and he doesn't slide. I mean, he doesn't get it. He's that stupid that you slide. You take the knee. Mahomes takes the knee. What are you doing running through people? So again, I just don't See, I'd rather have Burrow than Josh Allen. I'd rather have Mahomes than Josh Allen. Stafford probably than Josh Allen. Josh Allen should not be running the way he does. Anyway, but that's my thought on it. And then I'd rather have you watch Tampa next year, has Trask from Florida. He'll be a superstar. They're not going to really miss much with Trask, but he sat and watched Brady for a whole year versus a Trevor Lawrence or, where they just throw him in. He had a year to study Brady. Look out for Tampa. They'll be right back there if enough people stay and they believe in Trask, and I do. What else? So let's look who's out there again. The kid from McCall from Coastal Carolina, and I was high on Strong from Nevada till he sat out the bowl game. So I'm he's not a winner. I like the kid from Fresno State, Hainer. I like that. He beat UCLA, the UCLA quarterback. I don't know if he comes out. If he does, I like him. I'd like to see Indy play Ellinger next year. The Texas quarterback, he's very good. And somebody's got that SMU quarterback from last year. He's really good. So, I mean, those are your quarterbacks, not these, let's get the kid from Liberty who can't throw the ball 10 yards. He's an athlete. He's not a quarterback. I need a quarterback. I don't need an athlete. I don't need Lamar Jackson, who when the game's tight can't throw the pass, or Miami blitzed him and he couldn't even get a first down. I mean, that's how you beat them. So, I mean, it's just really that's my point with those. Quickly changing a subject to Nick about gold and silver. So Nick asked me, geez, tell me about gold and silver. Like, why am I buying them? What do I do with them? Are they like stocks? What's the point of owning gold and silver? So let's go back and take a step back, and please ask questions if you don't understand. Like Nick will say, I don't understand. Tell me you don't understand, because I know I'm talking, especially on this subject, at a very high level, at a master's view. The dollar gets printed like a Topps baseball card. Topps. So let's say you buy a Barry Sanders Topps rookie. It's worth nothing. It's worth maybe $50-$60 PSA 10. Why? Because they print too much. The more you print, the less it's worth. So if you take it to the dollar, the US dollar, the more they print, the less it's worth. They're flooding with the dollar. And the problem is you lose value. You go to the grocery store, you go get gas, everything's more expensive. It's not more expensive. The dollar is worth less because they're printing it. I'm going to go professor on you like this. They're printing it. And when they print it, it becomes worth less and less. So what do? Oh my God, I got $50,000 in the bank and I got it in US dollars. What do I do? Logically, you can't keep it in US dollars because it's going to go to zero, because all dollars printed by a government that is not backed by gold gets printed to zero, because they get greedy, they want it, so they'll print 1 million and put it in their pocket. They'll buy stocks with it, which they shouldn't be. And I think the U.S. is actually buying gold, but I'm not sure. I know the Russians and Chinese are. So the question Nick's asking, well, what do I do with it? Why am I buying it? So what you do is you buy as much gold and silver as you can. It's not a stock. It's not a company. It's safety. It's insurance. So you buy it because you're 50,000 US. Now, I had this question asked to myself. I said, what do I do with my money? I can see they're printing and they're doing these big budgets that are spending trillions of dollars. And that's when you know it's out of control. When I first grew up, there'd be some millionaires. And then as I was getting older, the last 5-10 years, it's now billionaires. Now they're doing trillions. Well, wait a minute. That's not good. They're doing trillions is certainly not. Something's wrong there. Something's wrong. There's so many billionaires. So what happens is, do I put my money in euros? Do I buy Swiss francs, British pounds, yen? What do I buy? And really there's nothing, because it's all the same. It's all massively printed. So the rich steal the money, and then the poor have money that's worth less. So if I'm rich and I got $1 billion, yeah, it's worth $1 million, but it's still something. And that's what happens. So why do I buy gold and silver? It's the only option. I can take 50,000 and buy 25 ounces of gold, roughly, maybe 26. It's about 1,900, 2,000 an ounce. And you can buy the ounces. That's 50,000. What do we do with it? You put it in a safe. Why? Because it's not like you're buying it to spend. If you want to buy gold to buy and sell it, you buy gold stocks, Newmont Mining, NEM, WPM, Wheaton Precious Metals. That's a silver one. You buy the stocks to get in and out of, to make some money on. Gold's going to go up. That has to do with part of your money. But the rest, you buy as many gold coins or gold bars as you want. You store it in your safe and you just sit and wait. The money is going to go to zero. You just don't know exactly. You can't say February 15th or March 11th, but they're printing and the value is going down and it's going to be Topps baseball cards. But what do we want? We want that Joe Burrow 20 count. We want the Brady 50 count. That's worth a ton of money. That's what gold and silver are, well, especially gold. It's the limited card of Michael Jordan, of Tom Brady, Mickey Mantle. That's what it is. It's going to be worth a ton of money. So you wait for it. So when you buy your Joe Burrow card, Nick, so let's say next year you find a 25 count Joe Burrow, you buy it for $300, $500, PSA 10. Well, it's not worth $1 million now, but what happens in 5 years? He wins a few more Super Bowls, and now the card's worth $10,000. Well, so you bought it to hold because you thought it was a good investment. I'm going to buy a Joe Burrow card, or in my case, I bought the Tom Brady Bowman Chrome Refractor. I bought it for $100. I'm sorry. And I checked it out. It was at a card show. I'm looking. It's beautiful. Everything's perfect with it. The corners are sharp. There's no centering. But I spent $100 on it, i.e., like I bought an ounce of gold. And I put it away in my safe. All my big expensive, my Jerry Rice rookie, my Montana rookie, Walter Payton rookie, they're in the safe. And they just sit there. And they're for the future. And now those, if they're PSA 10s and a lot of them are at worst 9s, the Rice card's $125,000, $125,000 for a PSA 10 Rice. Now, when I bought it for $60, I knew to buy it in gem mint condition. Perfect corners, perfect centering. I knew to buy it like that. But I didn't think it would ever hit more than $500. I liked it because I liked Jerry Rice. He was the best receiver ever. I grew up in that. Well, I grew up in the really when I started noticing football was in the mid 60s, Joe Namath, then the Steelers of the 70s, the Montanas of the 80s. But I was there with Montana and Rice, and I go, wow, these would be great cards to buy. I'll tell you when I started was in 68 or 69, I wanted to buy Bobby Orr cards, but I didn't know how. I was 8 years old. But I knew we should get Bobby Orr cards. Those are probably, if you have a PSA 10 Bobby Orr rookie, it's probably $5 million. Absolutely. So initially, to answer Nick's question properly and your questions, why do I buy gold? You think of it as a Brady rookie card, and think of it now as a Burrow rookie card. Well, at first, it's worth getting it for a couple $100, but over time, it's going up. Now, as the dollar deteriorates to zero and the value drops, what do you think happens to my Brady rookie card? It goes up and up and up because the asset doesn't lose value. The currency to buy it loses value. The asset stays in correlation. So if it's $100 to buy it and now it's $1,000 to still buy it, and then it's $10,000 to still, the card hasn't gone up in value, the currency's dropped. That's why bread gets more expensive. So I go into the gas station because it's not that that's going up, it's the value of the dollar is going down. That's why oil's $90 a barrel, whatever. This is what's happening to everything. It's not the prices going up. It's the value of the dollar dropping. So Nick, I bought the Brady card for $200. I never dreamed it'd be worth $70,000, $80,000 if it's a 10. It's at least a 9. This card is beautiful. But that's not why I got. I mean, I got it because I like the Brady card, but it's just like buying gold. So gold right now, you're spending $1,900 on it. It's the Brady rookie card. Where's it going? It's doing the same thing the Brady rookie card is. It's going to go to $10,000, $15,000 for the ounce because the dollars are going down. So think of the gold as a Brady rookie card. Only gold doesn't have to win the Super Bowl. They've already won the Super Bowl. They won it with the Romans. They've won it countless times. Gold's won the Super Bowl. So that's what you're buying it for. And silver is also like juniors. They're like college. They won they're Alabama, but they're still precious and they're still money. Gold and silver are the only money. That's why I say silver. Silver at $25 an ounce or $22 is a joke. All I can say is just buy you go to the coin store and you can buy bars and you can buy coins. I go buy the 20 pack. Roughly it's $600. It's about roughly $30 for a silver. You can buy the little silver bars. They're like 10-ounce bars. Cheaper, like $25 an ounce, and just go buy 5, 6 of these things, and you can't lose. They've already won the Super Bowl, silver, right? They're printing the dollars. There's no stopping it. The only way to stop inflation is to raise interest rates. You've got all the debt that's out there, trillions of dollars of debt. Well, if you raise interest rates, you've now made the debt even more expensive. You can't pay the debt off now. There's no way. They keep printing money to pay the debt. What happens? The more you print, the less it's worth. So you print $1 trillion, but it's not worth $1 trillion. It's worth 800. It's worth $500 million, let's say, or $5 billion. So you can't print your way out of it. So, but if you own gold, you can. That's why the Chinese and the Russians, they see what's happening, that the dollars are going down. They're going, but I got gold, and this is going to protect me. That's your Jerry Rice card. That's your Brady card. That's your Burrow card. So you store them in a safe. What do you do with your Burrow card? You're going to store it in the safe, and you're going to just hold on to it. And then at the right moment, when it's now $1 million for that 100-count Brady rookie card that you could have got for $50 in 1999 or 2000, now you say, yeah, I'll take the $1 million and I'm going to go buy gold with it. That's what I tell my friends with Bitcoin. One guy spent 35 grand on it. It's worth 100. This was the guy at my Toyota dealer. And I told him, take your money, take your profit, just like we do in poker, just like we do in football. You get up, take your profit and go buy gold with the profit. And you can't, it's a double win. You can't lose. Bitcoin's down to 35, 36,000 going down. It's not gold. People call it digital gold. It pisses me off. Gold is gold. Gold is the coin. Tom Brady's rookie card is gold. Okay, I will give you that, especially a limited one. I have a one that's, I think it's Pacific, and it says 732 on it. So it's a 732 count Brady rookie. It's worth 30,000 soon. It's numbered. There's only 760, not 21 million. It's Tom fucking Brady. This is my point. So the Bitcoin you don't know, but you take your profit and you buy your gold. So let's just look at the Tom Brady rookie card, or in this case, the Joe Burrow rookie card is gold. That's what gold is. It's an asset. So you have the card. Bitcoin, you don't have a coin. You don't have anything. The stocks, you could have Microsoft, but okay. But the card and the gold are the same thing. You have the physical thing. Nick has a PSA 10 Joe Burrow or a Tom Brady PSA 10 50 count. And Nick, you can get a lot of Tom Brady 50 counts, 25 counts. Not that expensive. I'll sell you one. It's not graded, but I got a 25 count Brady just so you can have one. But the point is, that's gold. That's what do you do with it? You put it in your safe. and you hold on to it. And when it hits the right price, you sell it. It's an asset, but you have the card. That's the point. You have it. And once you have it, it's just like, what do I do with it? You just sit back and laugh going, this is incredible. And that's what's going to happen with gold. It's going to hit 10, 15,000 for the ounce until the dollar is useless. Now, when's that happening? You just got to know it's going to happen. Just like if Burrow wins the Super Bowl, you know the card's going to go up. When? No. The Tom Brady card's already gone up. You know it's going to go up more. It's Tom fucking Brady. He's won 84 Super Bowls, and he's the bad. He's a great guy. He doesn't do the steroids. So his card's only going to go up and up and up. And that's my point. But you don't know when he won the first Super Bowl against the Rams, I went and bought that's when I bought his card, right? So it's a Joe Burrow. But when I bought it, I wasn't expecting it to go to 20, 30, 40 grand. I was just like, oh, I got a Tom Brady rookie card, and I got a few of them. I got some in the Michigan uniform. I got just wherever. That's why I got the Bowman Chrome. It's a Topps Chrome. I just wanted to get the card. I just wanted to get Brady rookies because I knew he had just won the Super Bowl, but I had no idea it was going to go. So the other thing I do recommend when you invest in sports cards, to get players you like. Nick likes Joe Burrow. Buy Joe Burrow. Don't buy Axon Jackson. I don't like Lamar Jackson, I would never buy his card, except for if I had one, I'd get it graded to sell. Like LeBron James, I don't like LeBron James, but I got his rookie cards, 30, 40 grand if they're 10s. They should be. They're in great shape. I would only get them graded to sell, and I'd be happy to take 40 grand and go buy 20 ounces of gold with LeBron James rookie, but I'm not quick to sell my Joe Montana rookie, my Jerry Rice rookie, my Walter Payton rookie, my Barry Sanders rookie. Those I'm not in a hurry to sell, but if the right price came along, I would definitely do it. And that's really my retirement. I'm not waiting for Social Security. I'm getting my Rice card graded, and that's my Social Security there. Okay, let me go read what's going on. Nick, watch the vid today. Seems like Chinese and Russians are buying a lot of metals, but prices staying the same or going down. Man said it's due to the price manipulation, said now it's a great time to buy. I'll get to that in a minute. Let me read these other comments. Went to the store today, and man said silver was 27 an ounce. Online says 22. Why would he be telling me it's more? I'll get to that in 1 second. And that's cheap, Nick. 27 an ounce. I'd have bought as much money as you have. GT 500, welcome. I've not seen you before, but you're very welcome in my class. You know what's worth much more than gold? Tom Brady cards. Well, we just talked about him, and I didn't read your comment. I got his 2000 Bowman Chrome rookie card worth over 30 grand. It sounds like the same card I've been talking about. I got 2012 Brady Silver Prism. It's worth close to 50K. Do you have his Pacific rookie cards I was talking about, the 762 ones? Those are about 30 grand also. I have the Bowman Chrome Brady graded PSA. Last time I checked 6 months. Yeah, but I got the refractor. And good luck trying to find the refractor. I don't know if it's Bowman Chrome or Topps Chrome. It's the black one with the gold writing, but I got the refractor and I don't see it. And yes, you're right. It's 30 grand for a PSA 10 Bowman Chrome. Look at the Bowman Chrome refractor, and then you'll really kicking yourself you didn't get it. I agree with you 1,000%. The Brady cards are worth there. You want to owe them $50 is what you should be planning on. Okay, Nick, now let's answer your questions. American banks are price fixing. They're shorting the gold market and the silver market. I could keep the Brady card. Like we're saying, they're both gold. And absolutely right, GT 500. That is worth more than gold now. But you got to get it graded, and it's got to be a PSA 10. So keep that in mind. I hope you have it graded as a 10. I see you have the Bowman Chrome PSA 10. That's good. Yeah, 30 grand is what I saw it. Again, but I got the refractor, so I'm one up on you. But yes, you were smart and you bought it. So again, the price is being manipulated by the banks who keep writing these options to lower the price to keep the price low. Okay, why? Why do the banks want to keep the price low? Because the Chinese and the Russians want to keep freaking buying it. This is like buying the Brady card instead of paying. Okay, GT's got the Bowman Chrome PSA 10 for 30 grand. Well, imagine if I price fixed it down to $2,000, just like gold. Let's say it's $1,800. So you can get this $30,000 card for $1,800 because I keep pushing the price down, even though I don't own the card. So it's like me selling it without owning the card. And then here come the Chinese and the Russians and who are the Swiss going, great, I'm going to buy all these Brady cards, PSA 10 for $1,800 that are worth $30,000. That's what they're doing with gold. Gold's really probably worth close to $30,000. Probably, if you let it run in the free market, that's what gold is. And this is a beautiful example, GT. You're getting gold, which is a $30,000 item, just like the Brady card, for $1,800 because the banks are price fixing it down so the Chinese and the Russians can buy more of it. That's what's happening. The Chinese and the Russians want to buy more and more and more gold because they know the system's fucked. They know they keep printing. The dollars are going to be worthless. They're all going to go to zero. So if I have a bank and a printing press like Money Heist, I'm going to print and print and print, and I'm going to buy as much gold and silver as I can. But you know what? I like to buy the $30,000 Brady card at $1,800 or $2,000. Okay, I'll price fix it down, and then you keep buying these Brady 2,000 until eventually we'll run out, and then it'll go up to the 30,000. So that's the difference between the free market GT, the $30,000 Brady PSA 10, and the fixed market, Nick, where even though the Chinese and the Russians are buying, this is the bullshit of the government. What are they trying to do? They're trying to say, we don't want you to buy gold and silver because it's not going anywhere. It's sitting at 1,800. And you have these idiots. I watch so many idiots on YouTube. My master's is in Austrian economics, free market economics. I understand gold and silver like I understand Brady rookie cards and I understand football. And what it says is you want to buy gold and silver because I just said the money is going to zero. What is the government doing? The government's sitting there going, well, we want to buy it. We don't want the public buying it because if the public gets in, it's going to go to 30 grand. It's going to go to the Tom Brady 30,000. We don't want the price at 30,000. So what do? We keep making it look like you don't want to buy gold. It's not going up in price. It's 1,800. Inflation, it's still 1,800. The idiots come on YouTube and go, well, I'm looking at the chart. Gold's about to break out. It's price fixed. What are you talking about breakout? It can't break out. It's being price fixed by the banks. There is no chart. There is no trend. If you ever watch anybody on YouTube talk about silver and gold breaking out, showing you a chart, give them a negative, say you're a freaking idiot. Teaser King told me you don't know what you're talking about. Because there is no chart for price fixing. They're price fixing it down. There's no chart for it. I can chart the Brady card and go, it's 30 grand. And guess what? He won the Super Bowl last year. Now he's retiring. It's going to go up to 50 grand. You can chart free market. You cannot chart price fixing. So anytime the guy gives you a chart, just ignore it. But that's what's going to happen, Nick. It's going to go. It's the $30,000 Brady card you're getting for $1,800. That's how you must look at it. Now, to answer your second question, you went to the store. The guy said silver was 27 an ounce. Online, it's 22 because it's the same price fixing the 22. The 27 an ounce is great. It should be 30 an ounce. That's probably close to $1 million in a year, let's say, because it's the same thing happening to the Brady card that's worth 30. Silver at 22 it's a $500 Brady card that's being held down. So again, go buy it for 27. Tell me where I'll buy it for 27. I would love if you buy me 20 ounces of it. I would think that could be my tip for all the money I'm making you is give me some ounces of gold or ounces of silver. Gold would be nice too, but give me the There's 10 to a no, it's 20 to a no, I think it's 10. No, maybe it's 20. It's 20 to a container. So I usually buy the 20 containers. So that would cost you $5.40. That'd be a nice tip, Nick. If you could buy me a 20 ounce or a 27 an ounce, eventually it'll go to the 30,000 Tom Brady an ounce. Understand it's being priced. So they're just not doing it with baseball cards, but baseball cards exactly is better than gold at this point because it's free market. Once the gold, see, first of all these portfolio managers aren't buying gold. And if they do it, they buy the gold stocks. Well, you want the coins, you want the bars, you want the Brady cards. You don't want a Brady stock. You want give me the Brady PSA 10 card. That's what you want with gold and silver. You want the gold and the silver. Only once they let it run at market, yes, it'll be worth 30,000 at least for the ounce of gold. That's what I'm waiting for, and that's why as much gold and silver as I can buy, I'm buying, because I know that's where they're headed. The ounce of gold will be 30,000, just like the Brady card. Now the problem is, how many Brady PSA 10s can I buy? And now they're 30,000 an ounce. How many can I buy? Now GT, I would say the same thing to you. I would be buying that over Bitcoin day and night, because Bitcoin, I don't know. It's not a card. It's not Tom Brady. I would much rather own what you have, the Tom Brady PSA 10, than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, how do you value it? What do you do with it? Here, I know now, even if they change currencies or it's a gold society now, you can trade that in for a couple ounces of gold. That'll be worth. So when gold's 30,000 an ounce, you get 2 ounces of gold for your Brady card, and you're retired. You bought a house you probably can buy a house with 2 ounces of gold soon. I'm going to buy a nice house because I got 24. So that's what you have, and it's a great idea. So yes, Nick, 27 ounce, absolutely buy it as much as you can. Soon it'll be 50, then it'll be 100, then it'll be 2. So once they run out of the game, once everybody and very few people, it's like it'd be 500 grand. Look at the Brady card, that's 100 count, his autograph, that's sold for $1 million. Look at the Mickey Mantle. Good luck finding a Mickey Mantle PSA 9 or PSA 10 in the 50s or 60s. It's millions of dollars. So that's what you're looking at with the Brady down the road. He's the best quarterback. Is he the GOAT? I still like Montana, but so what I've been doing is buying second-year Montanas and third-year. So I've been buying 81. I've been buying the 82s, 83s, 84s, very cheap, gem mint. I'll go to the card show. I'll see an 82 tops Montana. Perfect center, perfect corners. I know it's a 10. Now I'm buying them for $5-10. They're now worth 10 as a PSA 10. They're now worth $5-6 grand. Where do you think they're headed? His rookie card's what, 100 grand going up. The second years will start going for 20-30 grand. So that's how you act. That's how the professor thinks. And you're entering my mind. That's exactly what you do. So you start looking for second year Brady cards that are 25 count, 50 count. And you just hammer it, and they're cheap. But as people become aware, they go to 30 grand. They go to 50 grand. So that's where gold and silver is headed, but they're being fixed because the government, who we can never trust, doesn't want us to realize that gold and silver are cheap, that they're really 30,000. Oh, it's 1,800 going nowhere. So, because there's only a limited amount of gold and silver in the world, and silver's running out. There is no more silver because they're using it for cell phones and these electric car batteries. And I think it's in computers and solar panels. So as you use silver, it wears out. You got to buy more. Gold doesn't wear out. So I got Roman gold. This is probably from Julius Caesar, I think. So that's what you have. And that's why. So they don't want you to buy it because of the fear that they don't want you to own it. They want to own it. And they want you as slaves. Unfortunately, that's the problem with it. So you buy it, kind of wink. I know it's really a Tom Brady rookie card. It's really going to 30 grand. to answer your question, Nick, we don't know when, but he didn't know when the Brady rookie card. Here, he bought it in 2000. I bought mine in 2000. Now it's 2022. And mine's, the refractor was worth 5 times what his is. So that's really what the answer to your gold question is. I got mine in my safe. I got it all in a hard plastic, or if it's graded, I got my Bobby Orr's graded in the safe and just sitting there collecting money as as it keeps going up, because people want PSA 10s. That's where the demand is. And the same demand is going to shift into gold. And then once we get that same demand going into gold, they won't be able to hold it down. And it's going to the 30,000 an ounce. And that's why you're buying it. The silver won't go as high. It's the gold standard, not the silver standard, but it'll go probably at least 500 to 1,000 an ounce. But again, you can't say tomorrow. He couldn't say when the Brady card was 30 grand, but he knows it now. So again, if you bought it, you might have to wait a couple, but we're near the end. He's already won 7 Super Bowls. Gold's won 20 Super Bowls. So it's not like you got to worry that it won't be in favor. I'll tell you what, Nick, you go with your gold and you walk into anybody and you say, would you like an ounce of gold? And 100% of the people say, yeah. And what you do, I'm an economist, and this is what I do. I said, would you rather own $1,000 or an ounce of gold? And everybody wanted the ounce of gold. Now it's $1,800 for the ounce of gold. Would you rather hold $1,800 or the ounce of gold? And everybody will say the ounce of gold, because nobody wants dollars that are going to zero or the gold to 30,000. Nick, I think using my tax return money would be a good start to my buying silver. Yeah. Better than putting it in stocks. Well, it's safer. Wish I had more money to spend on gold, but I think silver is better for me. Well, that's the problem. At the time now, gold is already 1,800, but it's really 30,000, and that's how you got to look at it. You don't have to buy the ounce. There are 1/10 of an ounce, which is $250. There's quarter ounces, which is $550, and there's half ounces worth 1,000. So my advice to you, Nick, is go buy the 20-ounce silver at 27 an ounce, and go buy some $250 1/10 of an ounce or the $550 quarter ounce. You don't have to spend $2,000. This way you get the gold, which is going to 30,000 an ounce, but it doesn't, you don't have to buy the ounce. It's just the better value. You buy the ounce for 19, the quarters are $550. So the 4 quarters are an ounce are going to cost you $2,200. The ounce costs you $1,950. Now, the other thing is buy Cougarans, because the Cougarans are less expensive, but you don't care. You're not buying it for that. You're illegal. Who cares? You're buying the ounce of gold. That's what you want. So go buy the Cougarans. They'll be like $60, $70 less, but they don't have the $10 gold that's $250. They have a quarter, and I have quite a few of those. And I don't know if they have the half, and then they have the ounce. So what I do is most of my money's out of the bank, a few thousand. I got my money in the safe. As I get it to about 20 grand in my safe, I then take 10 grand and go buy about 5 ounces of gold and some silver. And then I go through the process again. So I only work to build my money to buy gold. That's it. I don't care about my job. I don't care. I'm not there to get promoted. I am just there to make money to buy gold, and that's my source. Also, my baseball and football cards are my ace up my sleeve, as the professor would say. That's my ace, pulling out. And then I want to give Tamayo the counterfeit Brady card, and I keep the good Brady card. For those money heist people, that's what he did. He switched the gold for copper, and he kept the gold, and that would be us giving them the fake Brady cards, and we keep the real Brady cards. Nick, so do I have to request a certain type of gold when I buy it, like the Cougaran you said? Well, it's just Cougarans from South Africa. So you go to the coin store, where I assume that's where you went today, was the store. He probably had gold. So you just say, do you have any Cougarans? And those are South African gold. and he might or might not. There's more demand for gold than you understand because the price is not the 30 grand that GT is showing us, but it really is. But we can get it for 1,800. So really, what you're doing is what the Chinese and the Russians are doing. You're buying a $30,000 gold piece for 1,800. And in your case, so you buy the Krugerrand, you can get quarter ounces. They'll be 250. They'll be cheaper because it's perceived they're not as like everybody wants the eagle, but you don't care. You're buying gold is what you're buying, and it'll say quarter ounce of gold on it. Make sure it says it. There's like a $5 gold piece, but it doesn't say gold on it. And my coin guy says, "Does it say gold?" Excuse me. And he said, "No, I don't want it because I don't want to sit there and try to explain this is really gold." Well, it doesn't say gold on it, but all my gold says ounce of gold, half ounce of gold, quarter ounce of gold. So don't be afraid of Krugerrands. Don't be afraid of Maple Leafs. Anything that says 1 ounce of gold, half ounce of gold, buy it. And the cheaper, the better. Yes, you pay your premium, but it's price fixed by COMEX. And because it's price fixed, that's why the price fixed is 22. For him to sell it to you for 27 is a joke. It's probably 100, right? If you let the market run like the Brady card, it'd probably be 100. So you're getting $100 Brady card for $27. Buy as many as you can. You can buy the stack of 20. So that's what I'm saying. Do that. Buy the stack of 20, and okay, it's $500, but you've got 20 of them now, and eventually 20 times 27 goes to 20 times 100. And you can do the math, and it'll eventually be 20 times 500. And yes, because they're cheaper to buy, you can buy 20 of them. You can't buy 20 ounces of gold. That's a real hard thing to do, but that's where it's headed to the Brady cards. So absolutely what you want to do, Nick. But just go to the coin. Now, one thing, Nick, you do not pay sales tax. There is no sales tax. In Michigan, like I go to Ann Arbor, there's no sale. The guy, here's 10 grand. He gives me 5 ounces or 5.5. He gives me 10 grand worth. I give him the cash. I get the gold and I walk out. No sales tax. Obviously, I go there, so there's no shipping. Never pay sales tax for gold. Now, if you're in a state where they charge it, go to another state. Go to Ann Arbor if you want to. It's a nice coin store. Guy's very honest, off the chart. You won't get a receipt. You won't get any way of knowing that you've got gold. Will not be concealed, and he'll take the money, and he pockets the money. You pocket the gold. Everybody's happy. That's free market, right? The taxes are bullshit, and we shouldn't be paying them. But anyway, that's the hard part. I don't know how to avoid sales tax. Well, you call the stores and you say, "Do you charge sales tax?" And I helped a friend in Vegas, and he did the same thing. And I said, "You don't pay it." So he called 5 stores. A couple called charge sales tax. A couple didn't. He went to the ones that didn't charge sales tax. So it's very easy. Just call your stores and see which one. And if they don't, go to this one in Ann Arbor. Believe me, it's worth your trip to take a drive to Ann Arbor to buy $10,000 worth of gold and save 6% sales tax. You're saving $600. It's not going to cost you that much in gas to drive there. And you walk out with the gold and you're happy as hell holding 10 ounces of gold or 5 ounces of gold. So that's the thing. But no, avoid the sales tax. Do not pay it. It's not part of what you need to do when you buy gold. It's not a taxable item. So that's what you do. So that's really what you're buying is the $30,000 Brady card for $1,800. That's the best way to explain it. Thank you very much, GT. You helped. That's what I like about my class. All the students help. Nick, thanks for all your help, professors. It's greatly appreciated. Looking forward to going tomorrow and spending a few grand. Well, Nick, let me put it this way. As the dollar goes, so let's say you're going to spend 2 grand. As the dollar goes down, it'll be worth 1,500. You're going to buy silver or gold or whatever you buy, $2,000 worth of gold and silver will go up to 3,000. That's how you have to look at it. And even more so, you're buying the $30,000 Brady card for $1,800 approximately. That's what's happening in the gold market and the silver market. They're keeping the price down. The free market, it would be 20,000. And that would create, you've asked me the other question, Nick, was, well, what happens when the price goes up? What happens when the Brady card goes up? People buy it. They want it because now they see people get that sense of, it's like one of our football games, right? The spread goes from 6-8. What do? Oh, I'll take the favorite. Everybody's betting on them. I'm going to go with it. That's human nature. That's why you pay me money, because I don't listen to human nature. I go and I break the game down and I go, you're fucking giving me Cincinnati and 10.5, 4.5. I tease it to 10.5. Thank you. And the line could go to 5 and I want more Cincinnati. I'm not following the crowd, but the crowd will go into gold. And when it does 4,000 to 5,000, because once the crowd wakes up, they're all going to want a piece of it, because that's what the people do. They're all sheep. Not my staff, not my Teaser King friends, not my professor classmates. We're not sheep. We think. We're clear thinkers. We understand what's going on. That's why we're successful. That's why I pick games, because I don't listen to the lines and I get stubborn. If I like Cincinnati over KC, I take Cincinnati. If I like the over, I took the Niners. There's no way you're going to talk me into the Rams when I had the Niners in 9.5 last week. Once I make up the mind. But that's the thing with what's going on with gold and silver. It is price fixed. Do not listen to guys with charts, because they don't know what the hell they're doing. It's a $30,000 Brady card because the market says, but the market isn't dictating gold at this point. What I'm waiting for and what you're waiting for, Nick, is the market to finally step in. And then they won't be able to control the market. So if people were trying to keep that Brady card down and he wins another Super Bowl, now he retires, you can't keep the price. It's going to zoom, because now people, he's retired. Now I want Brady cards. And that's what's going to happen. Like Jordan cards are $1 million, and Montana cards and Mantle cards and Willie Mays and Bobby Orr. They go up and up, even though they're retired. It's not like they stop. I want a Tom Brady card. How many people do you think want the Tom Brady card? So it's going to go up and up. How many people are going to want gold? Because once they realize that the dollar is going to zero, but they don't know when. But you just answered the question. He bought the Brady card in 2000. I bought the Brady card in 2000. It's 2022, but I didn't sit there and go, I got to wait 22 years for my Brady card to be worth something. I bought it because I wanted it, and I knew it would go up. I didn't know how much, but I knew there was inflation. So the thing I learned the most in school was there's inflation. They print the money. It devalues it. The key is to buy real assets. My ex-wife got me into the baseball cards. I would have much rather have bought gold. When I bought this, 1995, I got my master's. This was $250 an ounce for gold. This is now worth $4,000. I cry because I have all these beautiful sports cards that I could have bought 10 ounces of gold a month, and I'd have 1,000 ounces of gold, and I'd basically be retired. I would just kick back and go, I got 1,000 ounces of gold. I don't need to work another day in my life. And so my retirement goal is to get about really 100 ounces of gold, but I probably want 500. But really $100, if you get 100 ounces of gold, you can retire, because it's going to go to the 30,000. And who knows what currency is going to come out, because this won't be US dollars anymore. It'll be whatever new Federal Reserve currency, or the Bank of Europe or whatever. And that's what's going to happen. Bitcoin, I don't know. It's not Tom Brady. It's not gold. And I don't see that I don't see everybody running into Bitcoin like the Tom Brady. I think Bitcoin's like Tom Brady, and the fact it's 30,000 because the market is dictating it, where the market's not dictating gold. But on the same sense, the Brady card will never go down. There will always be demand for the Brady card, especially a PSA 10. The Bitcoin, it's not Brady. He didn't win a Super Bowl. It's not gold. I don't see how the Bitcoin holds its value. They want freedom because they don't want US dollars, but they're in the wrong instrument. They should be in gold. It's not crypto gold. It's not gold. Gold is gold. Brady's Brady. It's like saying, well, it's not Tom Brady, but it's crypto Tom Brady. No, it's not the same. It's Tom Brady. It's either Tom Brady or it's not Tom Brady. It's either gold or it's not gold. Bitcoin is not gold, and Bitcoin's not Tom Brady, and Bitcoin's not Joe Namath. Bitcoin is not there's no asset. If they actually made 21 million coins, I maybe would be interested, but they don't make coins. It's nothing. It's a computer thing that people think will go up because they think the dollar will collapse, but that doesn't move you into Bitcoin. It moves you into gold, and it moves you into Tom Brady, because those are real. That's what you actually have. That's the point of it. It's not, Bitcoin's not a hedge because what is it? It's not real. That's the problem with it. That's where the argument comes in. People think it's going to go up. Why? Well, because it's not money. It's gold. It's not gold. It's not currency. It's not anything. It's not money. It's just, I could say this is Bitcoin. Okay, it's now worth 40,000 for my clicker. That's about what it is. It's really nothing, but anything could be money. Clickers could be money if you wanted them to be. Strawberries, this could be, they used to have tulips as money, so this could be money. I could trade you 2 strawberries for a car, theoretically. But at the end of the day, what is money? Gold is money, and now Tom Brady rookie cards are money, and that's the whole thing. Nick, you're still here. Surprised groups like organized crime aren't using gold to their advantage to barter or make certain transactions. Well, I'm surprised that you'd be surprised like that, because I guarantee you they are. Organized crime's not stupid. Believe me, who do you think probably backs the Chinese and the Russians? Well, I know the Russians, all mafia. So when they are keeping the gun to JP Morgan's head to keep the price of gold to 1,800, all Russia's mafia, all China's mafia. So all the mafia in Russia and China are buying the gold. That's and believe me, in America, the mafia is buying it. It's just not, Biden, he's mafia. They're all these government guys are mafia or run by the mafia. So don't be too naive. That's exactly what did you expect, Nick, to, Don Corleone has 100,000 ounces of gold. How do you think they're going to announce that? But when you see Russia, it's mafia. I've been to Russia. I'm probably going back in April or May if I can, once they end this stupid war. And the point will be, those 99% of the people are poor. My girlfriend's poor. And then the guys in the Mercedes are the mafia. And that's all you need to know is he's driving a Mercedes. He's mafia. The mafia have all the money. And believe me, the mafia, and Putin's the head, is buying the gold. They're the ones buying the gold. And and see what they're doing is they're printing. So the Russians, the Chinese are printing, and the U.S. mafia is printing and printing. That's why you got this heavy inflation. They're printing and printing and printing. And what are they doing? They're buying gold, gold, gold. So they figured out, shit, I'm going to buy gold. Like you, if you had a printing press, what would you do? You'd go print $1 million and you'd go buy all this gold. And that's what they're doing, basically. But they're keeping the price down so they can buy more. It's a very simple, let me keep the price down. And they figured out how to do it with JP Morgan and Chase, and these New York banks are putting these shorts out because they got the gun to their head going, you're going to keep shorting it. What does JP Morgan want shorting gold? What are they're not going to, they're going to lose money. Everybody knows that. Why, the Fed won't raise interest rates because it'll collapse the economy. And they want to keep it and keep printing and buy more gold. So that's who's buying the gold. That's really the story behind what's happening. They can't keep the Tom Brady cards down. There's no price fixing on the Brady cards. So therefore, otherwise they'd be buying those from GT and me and everything. Here's $1 million for your Brady card. But those are smart investors understanding it's a real asset. That's what I'm going to buy. But my point is, the gold's being bought by the mafia, the Russian mafia, the Chinese mafia, the U.S. mafia. Those are the people printing the money, and those are the people buying the gold, and those are the people keeping the price down. So when the guy says 27 an ounce for silver, that's to keep the mafia happy and keep them buying it. And believe me, Nick, let me know where that's at. Go buy me 20 ounces. I'll send you $540. No problem. I'll put it on PayPal for you. Buy it and then just mail it to me, and it's a deal. Absolutely, 27 an ounce for 20 ounces. I'm in. Sounds good to me. You can pay the shipping as my tip. How about that? Going on in the world, that's the reality of it. Yes, there is price fixing. Yes, it's 27 for 20. Look at gold. Gold's 1,800 an ounce, and you can't buy it for less than 19 and a quarter. And then if you buy a quarter ounce, you're paying 550. So it's really costing you 2,200 for the ounce. But you can at least buy quarter ounces for 550, and maybe Krugerrands for 500. And but if you see the price drop, it's because the mafia wants to buy it. That's the reason. So don't be alarmed. Don't say, "Oh my God, gold's going down." It's what they want you to think, so they can buy it all. They don't want you to own it. They want to control you. That's the point. That's why you think gold's not good, but really it's Tom Brady. It's all Tom Brady. It's all this $30,000. That's what gold is, and that's the whole point of it. So buying it. I think I covered all your questions, Nick. I don't think there's anything more. Again, Bitcoin, I'd rather buy the gold. I'd rather own the Brady card. Football, we talked. Take the Cincinnati and the over. Again, with Stafford and Burrow, it should be an over game. You got to take Cincy. They probably will win, but you got 10.5. There's no way the Rams are going to blow out. If anybody's going to blow them out, it would have been Kansas City, and they go and they win the fucking game. So there's no way that they're going to get blown out by the Rams and Stafford. That's not going to happen. Anyway, so that's what's going on. Trying to think. That's what I usually talk about. My last thing that I talked a lot about last time was action reaction, poker. You make your $20 bet to see the reaction. Girls, you make the hello to see the reaction. Some girls are really weird because they're shy. It's hard to get a read on people that don't react. That's where the tell comes in. So if you don't react to an action, they don't read you. So you say hi to a girl and she kind of, doesn't really look at you, doesn't, you don't know what to make out of it. That's why the strippers are easy to read, because they smile at you because they want the money. But then you got to see if you think you really like them, because they gave you the positive tell of the smile and how you're doing. They're doing it to get your money. So if you then don't give them money and they still want to be with you, like I was in Amsterdam, and this is about as clear of a tell as I could get. So I meet a girl, go into her room, have a good time. I don't think much of it. The next day I'm walking around. The girl runs out of her room and gives me a big hug and a big kiss. That was a tell that I think she really likes me, because none of the other girls ever come out of the room. I don't know if you know guys who go to Amsterdam or things like that. The girl does not run out of the room to hug the guy. I've never seen that. Normally they're in the room, knocking on the window, say, "Hey, come on." I've never seen that before. And so that was a tell of, it's real. I really like you. Not it's, yeah, I want your money. Because she didn't, I would have walked to her anyway, or she could have said, "Hey, how you doing?" Waved at me, and I would have, I'm sure, gone in. So for her to come out was more of a marriage proposal than that. And that meant, I really do like you. So that's another tell of a escort or a stripper, when they really like you, that they would run up to you and give you a big hug and a big kiss. That to me that's not like, "Oh, I'm just doing it to get your money." That's doing it, "I really, really like you." So it could happen, but most of the time they just want your money, and that's why they're friendly. So they give you a fake tell. And again, in poker, Bet your 20 to see the reactions. So if you bet 20, even though you have nothing, and there's 5-6 people left, see what they do. And if all of them fold, then you realize when they don't have a hand, they're going to fold. I can bet they have a hand and they're checking and that, but you can't do it too much because then they'll just wait for you to bet. And then they'll go, oh, I got aces, but he's going to bet his 20s, so I'm going to wait. That's what you got to watch out for. So you can do it once, but you can't keep doing it. That's why you change your game up. But when you play poker, you're looking for a reaction. So you make an action to get a reaction, and people will make actions to look at your reaction. So your reaction, you can't have the tell or, react a certain way. And when you act, you're looking for the reaction. That's what life's about. That's what women's about. That's what men are about. That's what poker's about. Everything's about that. Even gold and silver, the Brady, it's all action and reaction. What happens when gold is 1,800? What happens when gold goes down 20? What's the reaction of everybody? What happens if they raise interest? Or what's the reaction going to be? And that's what you do over history, and that's what you learn. History teaches you the reaction to the action, and that's the key to life, is really knowing that. Nick, women my age nowadays also value themselves too high. Society has given them a false sense of worth. Now I assume you're in America, so my advice is go to the Ukraine. You go to the Ukraine, there's thousands of beautiful girls who know they're beautiful, but looking for a guy like you and me who have some money, who can take care of them, but you got to be loyal to them and only them and tell them the truth. So if you're honest, you could have the most beautiful Ukraine girl you've ever seen in your life, and they'll just love you to death because you're freeing them from the Ukraine where nobody has money and the mafia runs it and they're treated poorly. So if you just take care of them, you could have, I've never seen so many beautiful girls in my life. I don't know how a Russian guy gets married because there's so many, you don't like me, I'll go to her. It's the most beautiful women you've ever seen in your life who will actually love you for you. All you got to do is be honest, just be friendly, be yourself, and just say, I can take care of you. I got money. I can take care of you. And I'll just love you, because they are very jealous, very vicious, but they know they're beautiful, and you got to pay for that, but you get them, and they're not like U.S. women. So it's a great way to get a beautiful wife or beautiful girlfriend. I got a Ukraine girlfriend, a Russian girlfriend, and they're the most, you just take care of them a little bit. Help them with food, help them with clothing, because, Russia's all fucked up in the Ukraine, and they'll love you to death. So that's all you need to do. And that because the U.S. girls, I agree with you, man. Like, I don't know. You can't get a read, or they only care about themselves. And, you're like, what a waste of time. So, yeah, go to the Ukraine, go to Europe, some satellite countries, maybe Poland, Hungary, Bulgaria, Romania. You get watch Romania. They're a little bit too money hungry there, but these other ones you just can't go wrong. And the Russian women are very nice. Very nice girls, very intelligent. Highly recommend that. If somebody would have told me that when I was 20. I'd have moved to the Ukraine way back then, and gonna have a happy life with the beautiful woman. Anyway, so that's that's it. So that's action reaction. Here you smile at a girl or say hi. They don't know what they're doing. You do that to the Ukraine girl. You don't even have to, but she's going to come up to you and smile at you and say hi. And there was a girl at the beach. I was with my girlfriend, and the girl was serving drinks. Was beautiful girl, and I just said, man, you really work hard. It's so hot out. I'm really impressed. And she just smiled at me and says, well, what can I do? I need to work. And if my girlfriend wasn't there, it would have been, I'll marry you. Very beautiful, petite, but down to earth type of girl, but right there we got along, and I just said, man, you really work hard, and she's a very nice girl. And that's what you want. I mean, that was it. So anyway, you just got to say hello and be somewhat friendly, and they'll hear you're American, and they'll be very excited, but they'll be genuine. Like, you'll know exactly how they feel. You'll get the reaction, and that's what's needed. Anyway, if I'm going to make the pool, I better leave soon. Anyway, it's always great. I'll probably come back on maybe Friday or Saturday. We can review, but I think you've got the Super Bowl pick. You've got the gold. You've got the Brady cards. What you don't want is US dollars or Swiss francs or British pounds or euros. If you have that, you want to get out. You want to trade them in for the Brady cards, for the Jordan cards, for the Mantle cards, for the gold, for the silver. The difference is the Brady card is already 30 grand, going up to 100. The gold is 1,800, going up to 30 grand. So you're getting that much cheaper than you got to pay for the Brady card, but the gold's probably worth just the same amount. So keep that in mind. You're getting a huge discount, Nick, or anybody else. Run and buy silver at 27 an ounce. Don't worry if the price goes to 20, because it's going to 200-300. It has to, because the dollar's it's being manipulated down. Eventually, they won't be able to keep. You can only manipulate it a little bit. Eventually, the mafia is going to want the price to run up also. Think about it. So you've got all this gold at $27 an ounce. You got all this silver. Well, okay, now I want it to run. Like you're asking, Nick, when does it go? Now I want the Brady card to be worth $30,000, and they're going to let it run. So anyway, that's really what you're trying to do, is switch assets from a bad asset, US dollars, to a good asset, gold, silver, Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Montana, Rice. That's what you're trying to do. Those are all assets, and you can't lose with you can't lose. That's my point. It's a lock. Gold's a lock. Okay, it's a 50-unit lock that gold will go from the 1,800 to the 30,000, and the silver from 27 to at least 500. Those are locks. As sure as I'm standing here, because they're going to ruin the currency. Because what are they doing? They're buying gold. So they're printing and printing and printing and buying gold. And they don't care how much they print, because they want it to go bad, because they want the gold and silver to go to the moon. That's what they're doing. So it's a smokescreen. They're printing to get it to worthless, so the gold goes to the moon. And what are they doing? They're printing the dollars to buy gold. Believe me, Biden's doing this. All the government people, all the Russian mafia, the Chinese mafia, all the communists are mafia. All the countries, Switzerland, any country that has a central bank, are printing money to buy gold, and they're just ruining the money, because they want the gold to go up, and eventually it'll take off to the moon like the Brady cards. But you can't give it a good one. You too, Nick. Have a good day. I'll be back. You can email me whenever, and I'll probably be back Friday. If you need me, I can come on. I don't mind the long shows, because I get a lot of good interaction with the class. But anyway, so that's what's going on. Good luck to everybody. Enjoy the Super Bowl, but I'll be back before we got 2 weeks, and have a great night. Thank you very much, everybody. The professor signing off.